Hello and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm doing a little bit of baking. I've been putting this off for so long. I almost had to rebuy ingredients because they were starting to expire. I was originally gonna make 2 things, but I cannot for the life of me find the recipe for the second thing, which is probably a good thing because I've just read through the recipe for the first thing that I'm gonna make and it sounds really complicated. It's probably good that I'm just doing one thing tonight, and that is a chai cake. I have never made a chai cake before, but yeah, I'm excited. I have no idea what it's gonna be like. I don't like chai tea or like chai drinks. I've had it once before and I felt like I was drinking a candle. I wish that I was filming this video in a cute wood covered cottagey kitchen, but that is the dream. For right now, my weird hospital sterile modern kitchen will have to do. I'll just be grateful to have a kitchen at all, I guess, but I hate this kitchen, it's so ugly. Without further ado, it is 7 p.m. so I'm gonna start because I think this might take 2 days to make. I genuinely think I'll have to finish it tomorrow because I read something about a soak. I think I have to soak the cake once it's done, so I might have to finish this video tomorrow. Okay, let's get started with this chai cake. I have all of my ingredients laid out. Oh, also, in case anyone for any reason wants to follow along with this recipe, this is the In Bloom Bakery chai cake recipe. First things first, I'm going to whisk together the flour, cinnamon, ginger, allspice, nutmeg, ground cloves, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Here's a fun thing. We actually haven't replaced our measuring cups since like 1999, so you can't actually see any sort of measurements on them, but it makes you good at eyeballing and intuitively measuring. That's about 2 cups. Another 1/4 cup. I really dislike this thing. Oh, it came off. Baking a lot more was actually one of my biggest New Year's resolutions, and it is April, and this is one of the first times I'm baking. I did technically bake, I think like last weekend. I made a traditional Hungarian bread with my siblings and my cousin, which was really fun and very delicious, but I didn't really help. I kind of just supervised. There was like 4 of us in a pretty small kitchen, but I was there. This is probably the first time I'm actually baking. It is a really good habit that I would like to get into, baking a dessert and a snack like once a week or once a fortnight. That was the other thing I was gonna make. I was gonna make like savory focaccia muffins, and then we'd have this as the dessert and that as a snack because it's just so fun. And I spent Christmas with my family and watching my grandmother make so many things from scratch, and she's always baking something. I just really envy like the discipline and all of the skills that that generation has, and I really don't want that to just fade away with time. I spent most of my life already doing grandma hobbies or whatever people say. It's just the one thing that I never seem to make time for, but I really want to make time for it. I'm always striving for my life to emulate something out of Little House on the Prairie, which is my favorite show. Just baking and making things from scratch, and I really want to get back into making my own clothes. I got a new sewing machine like months ago. Barely used it. There are so many things I want to sew, but that's a whole other video, isn't it? Okay, next I have to get another bowl and put the butter, white sugar, brown sugar together and mix them all together with an electric mixer. We also haven't upgraded our electric mixer since 1999, so when you use it, it just gets really hot in your hands. It does not feel nice. Okay, we are putting this bowl aside. But yeah, back to talking about grandmas. I think a lot of my generation, I don't know if everyone watching this is Gen Z, but I think a lot of us technology generation children have really realized, especially after COVID, when people sort of against their will became very reliant on technology, how much we despise technology. I think that people resent how much convenience it's given us because, you know, people are just doing less and less things for themselves, like baking things from scratch. Just because, you know, like I don't necessarily love baking. It's not like a passion of mine. But that being said, I don't think everyone in like my grandma's generation loved baking, or I mean, and that's another story, how there was societal pressure for them to be in the kitchen and doing stuff like that. But I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think you know what I'm talking about. I think that a lot of people can agree with me in saying that we don't want the rest of our lives to be as convenient as they have been so far, because it's not fun and it doesn't give you any sort of sense of purpose, and those things are really, really important. I love that brown sugar has that texture of the sand. That was like a toy where you could put it underwater and it wouldn't, like, it would stay. Do you know what I'm talking about? Such a fun texture. Okay, that's done. It smells very good. Now we add our 3 eggs and the vanilla extract. I can't remember how many months we have left in autumn. Like the clocks just went back or forward. I can never keep up, but it definitely hasn't gotten colder, but it's getting darker earlier. I couldn't think of a better time to get into the habit of regularly baking than the colder seasons. Definitely the perfect time to have something warm and sweet baking in the kitchen. Okay, we're mixing until it's pale and smooth. Slowly incorporate the dry ingredients into the wet while I mix at a low speed. I still have a buttercream frosting to make after this, and tomorrow I'm supposed to make a soak. We're definitely looking a bit more like a cake mixture, which is a good sign considering we're making a cake. All right, I'm all done mixing. It's looking and smelling very good. Time to get our baking pan. Definitely looking very cakey. It's a little more jiggly, a little less gloop. Pour it on in. Fun. I love that it has little specks of like all the different spices. The best thing about eating like a vanilla yogurt are all the little specks of vanilla. It's so fun. It feels like it's come straight from the earth or something. There she is, about to go in the oven. Okay, she's in the oven and now we get to make the frosting. How fun. Add the butter to a large pot and heat it over a medium heat. Allow the butter to melt and come to a simmer. Simmer until the butter is foamy, giving off a nutty aroma. We need 280 grams of butter. Why is my flash on? We are simmering the butter and waiting for a nutty aroma. Okay, I've browned the butter and it says to put it in the fridge until it cools and solidifies, but is still soft. I have no idea how long that's gonna take. It has not told me. Hopefully not too long because it's almost 9 p.m. Once the butter is chilled, I like whip in some cream cheese and some powdered sugar and that's the frosting done. So hopefully I can at least finish that tonight. I think maybe I should clean up a bit and maybe get something to eat because I'm hungry. My cake is out of the oven. I want to eat this whole thing right now. I'm like, does it need frosting? Does it need a soak? Can I just eat this thing out of the tin? We have these little ginger biscuits that we buy from this Dutch shop that we have sort of near us. And it literally tastes like those in a cake. And those are my family's favorite little cookies. In terms of the frosting, I've checked on the butter. She is not solid. It is still very much a liquid. It is 9:15, so it's not ridiculously late, but I would like to take my makeup off and watch Little House on the Prairie in my bed. I may have to do the frosting and the soak tomorrow, or I could just eat it all right now. Also, I forgot to give a shout out to my apron. This is a really cute vintage floral apron that I found at Savers last week. I literally was planning on sewing my own apron, which I still very much want to do, but I like bought a pattern for it and everything and then went thrifting like the next day and found 2 aprons. This is the other one and it has little ducks. I just love it so much. Can't wait to wear that one. And then I have this little half apron that I got years ago and it's this adorable little pink ruffly apron. And that's another reason why I'm finally baking, because baking more gives me an excuse to buy more aprons. If you know me, you know that I will collect anything that is capable of being collected. So now that I have discovered that I can start collecting aprons, that is another huge incentive for me to actually start baking. But yeah, I don't know. If the butter still hasn't solidified in the next like half an hour or so, I'm just gonna finish tomorrow. But I don't know how much I'll record tomorrow. I'll definitely record me doing it. If you don't hear from me the rest of tonight or much tomorrow, I would just like to say thank you so much for joining me on this tumultuous, exhilarating journey. I really sincerely hope I start baking more. And maybe this video inspired you to bake something. I am a huge advocate of making things with your own hands. I think it's so good for the soul, so good for the planet, so good for everything. And baking is such a fun thing to do with your hands and make things from scratch and make things with love. It's so much more fun to eat things when you make things yourself, and it's much better than spending your whole life savings on Uber Eats, which I am a big culprit of. Maybe more baking videos in the future, let me know. It literally tastes like those little ginger cookies. It's so good. I'm gonna try not to eat the whole top layer of this cake.